So the first one is exercise 3, question 2. So I'm guessing you mean this table. A particle is suspended from a string of length r, right? That one. It's given a velocity u is equal to 3 root gr at the bottom. Okay. Fifth one as well. Okay, just remind me as I complete this section. Match the following: velocity at B, velocity at C. I think diagram ऊपर है. Okay, fair enough. So B, C, ऊपर वाला जो circular is a diagram. Tension in the string at B, tension in the string at C. Okay, so how do we do these questions? Since you guys are mentioning, लेता हूँ. Comprehension 3. What else have I not noted? Fifth one as well. Do you mean question 5, or is there a comprehension 5? All right. So do you mean question 5 or comprehension 5? Let me know. The one who said fifth one as well. Comprehension 4 भी बोल रहे हो. अच्छा. Okay, fifth one जिसने बोला, just let me know what it was. All right. So quickly match the following two. इसमें क्या होता है? यहाँ पे नीचे velocity दिया है, and the velocity is 3 times root gr. Okay. So the velocity at the bottom at A is 3 times root gr. Okay. Yeah, Dhruv, I'll do that. Just let's wrap this up. एक बार booklet खत्म करते हैं. Then I'll do that as well. Okay. तब share कर लेता हूँ number भी. Let's finish this first. So, पहले तो they're asking what is the velocity at B, what is the velocity at C. All right. So what you can do is you can take this lower level to be the place where your potential energy is 0. So this is our reference level. Okay. So potential energy at B, therefore, by energy conservation. Okay, let's call this A. So we know that kinetic energy at B plus potential energy at B is kinetic energy at A plus potential energy at A. Right? So kinetic energy at B, okay, half m v square plus potential energy at B should be mgr. ठीक है, because B यहाँ पे 0 लिया है तो वो r height ऊपर है तो वहाँ पे potential energy mgr होगा. Should be kinetic energy at A, so that makes it half m, ये चीज का square, so that becomes 9gr. ठीक है, रूट हट जाएगा. And potential energy at A is anyways 0. Okay, तो यहाँ से the velocity at B will come out to be, पहले तो ये हाफ हटा दो, इधर 2 डाल दो, इधर भी हाफ हटा दो. So it becomes VB square becomes 7gr. So VB is root 7gr. Root 7gr. Okay. Similar equation when you do for C. Okay. The same equation for C जब लिखोगे तो equation ऐसे दिखेगा, half m VC square plus kinetic energy at C plus potential energy at C, which is mg2r. In fact, that's the only term which is different. Kinetic energy at A is still half m VA square, which is by the way 9gr, right? Plus potential energy at A, which is 0. Again, just cancel out m. And cancel out that half, which means I'll have to put an extra 2 over there. So that makes it VC square plus 4gr is 9gr. So that makes VC 9 minus 4 root over 5gr. That's how you'll get VC and VB. Okay. And then with this, we're going to find tension. But any doubts so far? Okay, the one who asked exercise 3, question 2, let me know. No, sorry, the one who asked question number 2. Okay. All right. Tension भी देखना है, tension कैसे करना है. तो है ना? तो when it is at C, okay, so then just say कि नीचे की तरफ force है tension, ठीक है, और नीचे की तरफ ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स भी है mg, ठीक है, और सर्कल का सेंटर फिलहाल इधर है, सो द एक्सेलरेशन इज डाउनवर्ड, ये डाउनवर्ड एक्सेलरेशन है v स्क्वायर बाय r, राइट? सो नाउ न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ लगाओगे c पे, तो मिलेगा टेंशन एट c प्लस mg is mass into the downward acceleration, vc square by r, and vc was root 5 gr, तो वहां से you can find tension, but tc minus mg उधर ले रहा हूँ, vc square was 5 gr, राइट? तो स्क्वायर करने पे रूट हट जाता है, आर कट जाता है, सो यू गेट टीसी एज 4 mg. सिमिलरली टीबी के लिए टेंशन इस तरफ, ग्रेविटी नीचे की तरफ, ठीक है, सो ओनली टेंशन इज नाउ इन फैक्ट इन अ वे रिस्पांसिबल फॉर द centripetal acceleration. Okay, v square by r is the centripetal acceleration, right? So Newton's second law क्या बोलता है? Force towards the center is mass into acceleration towards the center, right? So that's it. So m vb square by r. Now vb is 7, so you like a 7 mg. समझा? ये समझ में आ गया तो बता दो जल्दी. Okay. Fourth one. A block of mass m is stationary with respect to a rough wedge as shown in the figure. Starting from rest in time t, the work done on the block will be. So the mass of the block is given as 1 kg. Acceleration is 2 meter per second square. Acha, they have not given us the quotient of friction, which implies that the block is not sliding. Theta is 30 degrees, A is 2 meter per second square, T is 4 seconds. Only D part, where work done by all forces, may doubt hai. But I think you were not the one who asked this question. So I think one more person had asked this question. So पूरा एक बार discuss कर लेते जल्दी से. You had also asked, but one more person asked. तो इसमें जल्दी से but see यहाँ पे rough दिया है ना, so there's no question of the block slipping. Alright, so when they say rough, it just means sufficiently rough. So the block is actually going to be stationary with respect to that incline. Theta दिया है, A दिया है, T दिया है, M 1 kg दिया है. We want work done by gravity, fair enough. Work done by normal, okay. Work done by friction, all right. Work done by all the forces. Work done by all the forces is actually the easiest. That should actually be the easiest. Let's see. So first and foremost, यार ये कितना ऊपर जा रहा है? Let's quickly calculate that. So acceleration is 2 and t is 4 seconds, and it was starting from rest. तो displacement हो जाएगा ut plus half at square. So displacement हो जाएगा half into, why am I checking it so many times? 2 into 4 square. So displacement हो गया 16 meters. Okay. फिर forces भी निपटा देते हैं. Forces क्या क्या लग रहा है इस block पे? Okay. So because this is accelerating up with an acceleration of 2 meters per second square, and I hope it was upwards. Yes, it is upwards. All right. So then now ये block पे अच्छा क्या क्या force लग रहा है? Okay, तो पहले तो gravitational force लग रहा है mg, ठीक है? फिर एक pseudo force भी लग रहा है ma. Okay. By the way, if you were wondering, I guess जिसने सिर्फ D पूछा, maybe your doubt was मैंने A B C निकाल दिया. Shouldn't the work done by all forces be a combination of these three? The answer is no, because you also have work being done by friction. Sorry, you also have work being done by the pseudo force. Okay, all right. But wait, hold on. We are actually going to solve this since nothing is mentioned, we're solving this on the ground frame, so never mind, there's no pseudo force technically from the ground frame. ठीक है, यहाँ पे फिलहाल सिर्फ नॉर्मल रिएक्शन ऑफ फ्रिक्शन का वैल्यू निकालने के लिए मैं ये सूडो फोर्स यूज कर रहा हूँ. ओके, तो नॉर्मल इस डायरेक्शन में होगा और फ्रिक्शन स्टैटिक होगा इस डायरेक्शन में होगा. वी डोंट नो इट्स वैल्यू, इट्स नॉट न्यू एंड स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन है. ठीक है, वी नेचुरली हैव टू फिगर इट आउट. सो क्लियरली नॉर्मल in this case is going to cancel out fg and ma का ये वाला कंपोनेंट, तो उसके कारण नॉर्मल हो जाएगा mg plus a cos theta. Okay, in fact let's use values right away. G is given, I think we should use g as 10. All right, so mg is 10. Okay, and ma is 2. Okay, so normal हो जाएगा mg plus a cos theta. नॉर्मल हो जाएगा 1 into 12 into cos theta, 12 cos 30, 6 root 3, right? 6 root 3. Yeah. Okay. And similarly, friction is going to cancel out mg and ma की ये वाले components. तो friction का value हो जाएगा mg plus ma sin theta. तो mg plus ma 10 plus 2 12 sin theta. So 12 into sin 30. So that's going to be 6. Okay. That's going to be 6. Now we have all the forces. Okay. अब forces के कारण work done बस निकालना है. So this is going 16 meters up. Okay. So work done by mg. Mg is downward. Displacement is upward. So dot product हो जाएगा minus 10 into 16. Right? So minus 160 joules is the work done by gravity. Okay. Hold on. It's weird. Gravity का दिख नहीं रहा. Maybe. Let's see. None of these, but normal के कारण एक बार work कितना आ रहा है? तो 6 root 3. This angle is again 30 degrees. The work done by the normal reaction is going to be 6 root 3 into 16 into cos 30. Right? So into root 3 by 2. So that's going to be 16 into 6 by 2, 16 into 3 into 3. So that's going to be 16 into 9. That's going to be 144 joules. Okay. Yeah. Work done by the normal is this much. Work done by friction. This is all in the ground frame. Okay, this is not in the elevator's frame. Not in the elevator's frame, in the ground frame. Okay, कुछ बताया नहीं तो work वगैरह ground frame में ही निकालेंगे. Work done by friction. अब friction 60 degrees angle बना रहा है displacement के साथ. The work done by friction is going to be 6 into 16 into cos 60, which is half. All right, so that's going to be 16 into 3. So this is going to be 48 joules. All right. Total work done in तीनों का addition हो जाएगा, है ना? So total, because pseudo force नहीं है ground के frame में, total work done ये निकाल ही दिया है, इन तीनों को add कर लो तो कितना हो जाएगा? I believe we'll have 32. 192 minus 160. So total work done should be 32 joules. Now another thing you can do and check is total work done is also actually the change in the kinetic energy of the block. Right? So when I look at the block, I know कि 4 second A के 2 के acceleration से accelerate कर रहा है, so its final velocity becomes 2 into 4. Final velocity is 8. तो उसके लिए काइनेटिक एनर्जी हो जाएगा हाफ इंटू मास 1 इंटू 8 का स्क्वायर. तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ रहा है 32 जूल से. Therefore, total work done should be 32 joules. All right, got it? Whoever asked this, Okay. Next one, I'm still waiting on whoever said fifth one. Let me know. Fifth one is it question number 5? Is it comprehension 5? Okay. In the meanwhile, let's till you clarify that, I'll continue. It's question 5. Okay. Question 5. Which physicist, if either, अच्छा, physicist, comprehension 1 का part नहीं है. Comprehension 1. Two physicists, both of mass 50 kgs, climb up identical ropes suspended from the ceiling of a gymnasium. The ropes are 15 meters long. Physicist 1 reaches the top twice as quickly as physicist 2. After physicist 2 also reaches the top, they argue about who did more work against gravity, right? Okay. Physicist 1, I did more work fighting gravity because I was overcoming gravity more quickly. Your climb was lazier and therefore you did less work. Physicist 2 says, no way, I did more work fighting gravity because I spent more time climbing the rope. Since we both ended up at the same height, but I spent more time getting there, I had to work harder. Which physicist, if either, did more work against gravity while climbing from the floor to the sea? I mean, come on, we know the answer to this. Both physicists are going to do the same um, amount of work, right? Because work done against gravity is basically negative of work done by gravity. और ग्रेविटी कितना वर्क कर रहा है किसी बंदे पे, उनका मास इनटू जी इनटू हाइट. दैट्स इट, राइट? So work done by gravity on both these guys is the same. I hope that's clear. Okay. All right. The next one is comprehension. Where will be comprehension 2? Seemingly पूरा discuss करना, ठीक है. Comprehension 2 जल्दी से. Okay, a ball tied to a string of length r is given a speed v when it's hanging vertically at some point b during its circular motion. The string gets slacked, and after that the body passes through its initial point. Find the angle theta, find the speed. Okay. Let's see, let's try this. So at some angle theta, it gets slacked, and then it passes back through point A. Okay. So let's say that angle where it does get slacked is theta. Okay. And over here, when it's about to, when the string is about to slacken, we know tension is 0, right? Tension is 0. At this instant, agar yahan ka velocity is, let's call this u, okay? Niche v hai. So फिर centripetal acceleration is going to be u square by r, and mg का सिर्फ ये component mg sin theta, okay? mg का सिर्फ sin component is actually going to be providing that centripetal acceleration just before the string slackens, because tension has almost become 0. So mg sin theta is mass into acceleration. So with this, we have one equation between u and theta. Okay, what are our unknowns in this? Let me just see. So V is an unknown, theta is an unknown, U is also an unknown. So I have three unknowns actually. So I need three equations. Okay. So let's try to write the other equations as well. ये तो फिलहाल इतना ही कंडीशन यूज किया कि यहाँ पे स्लैकन होगा. The other condition, of course, the easier one is again work energy theorem. तो नीचे से ऊपर जाने में काइनेटिक एनर्जी जितने से कम हो रहा है, शॉर्ट में लिख रहा हूँ, काइनेटिक एनर्जी जितने से कम हुआ ऊपर जाने में उतने से पोटेंशियल एनर्जी बढ़ गया. एंड पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कितने से बढ़ गया? आर डिस्टेंस ऊपर गया और फिर और आर साइन थीटा ऊपर गया है ना. तो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी आर प्लस आर साइन थीटा से बढ़ गया. I hope you got that equation as well. Okay, so this is another equation. V square is u square plus 2gr 1 plus sine theta. Right, so that's equation number 2. All right. One equation which we have not used yet. In fact, if I put this here, I have V in terms of, I can get V in terms of theta. It could get V in terms of theta. Or I could get V in terms of U. But I definitely need one more equation. So the only thing I've not used yet is the fact कि अब ये जाके exactly उसी point को hit करता है ना, जहाँ से starting point को hit करता है. तो अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Once the string slackens, ये एक projectile motion का सवाल हो जाएगा. All right, so I'll need more space for that. So once the string slackens at an angle theta, right? This angle of projection, by the way, this angle is also going to be theta. Yeah, and this angle of projection is going to be 90 degrees minus theta. Okay, and then this is actually projected with a velocity of u, and it's basically going to ultimately descend to a height, to a depth of r plus r sine theta. So this vertical distance is r plus r sine theta. This horizontal distance is r cos theta. This horizontal distance is r cos theta. So maybe one thing we can do is we can use the equation of trajectory. Okay, so the equation of trajectory for projectile motion is y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. Okay, this is our equation of trajectory. अब इसमें first and foremost, y is, if this is the equation of trajectory when we take our axis like this, है ना? तो अब इसमें क्या करना है? मुझे y को minus r plus r sin theta substitute करना है. Minus क्योंकि this is below the origin. So this is my y coordinate. x coordinate को मुझे r cos theta से substitute करना है. अब ये tan theta, we need to be a little careful. In fact, let me use the symbol phi over here, where let phi represent the angle of projection. Okay. Now the thing is, angle of projection over here is actually 90 degrees minus theta. So what I'll have to do over here is I'll have to multiply this with tan 90 minus theta, यानी कि cot theta, minus g x square by 2u square, same story. So this is going to be cos square 90 minus theta, yeah, sine square theta. Okay, phi is actually the angle of projection is actually 90 minus the angle used in the question. Right, this gets projected along the path in which it was moving. So tangential path के along it gets projected. अच्छा, क्या कर सकते हैं ये equation के साथ? थोड़ा इसको सॉल्व, x मैंने डालना ही नहीं, x भी डालना बाकी है। इसमें x स्क्वायर इज r स्क्वायर cos स्क्वायर थीटा। So let me check the dimensions once. Y is x tan theta minus g. Okay, all right. All right. So let's see क्या बनता है इससे। By the way, this is not, ठीक है, this is not an easy question. Definitely three equations, three unknowns, and this last condition is a little challenging. Projectile motion one. So minus r sine theta is x tan theta, so that becomes r cos theta and there was tan 90 minus 0. So r cos theta cot theta. So r cos square theta by sine theta minus g by 2u square ऊपर था r square cos square theta ऊपर था और नीचे sin square theta। This again is cos square by sin square. Okay. U square substitute किया जा सकता था। U square is, we have not used that yet. U square, U is अब equation 1. U square is root rg sin theta. Okay. U square की जगह rg sin theta. Is that making things better? So minus r 1 plus sin theta is equal to r cos square theta by sin theta minus, अब u स्क्वायर को जब आर जी डालेंगे तो जी जी कटेगा, आर आर कटेगा, एक आर रह जाएगा, एक टू रह जाएगा, cos स्क्वायर थीटा साइन क्यूब थीटा, आर काट दो, साइन थीटा। seems, so what could we do? cos स्क्वायर बाय साइन को कॉमन ले सकते हैं, 1 minus 1 by 2 साइन स्क्वायर को ऊपर 1 माइनस मतलब 2 साइन स्क्वायर माइनस 1 कर सकते हैं, जिससे वो cos 2 थीटा के फॉर्म में आ जाएगा। Weird. Anything nice in the other equations? Sorry. V square is u square plus 2gr1। ये तो अब तक प्रोजेक्टाइल वाला कंडीशन ही नहीं था। Forty, 60, 45, 270। Actually, let me just put the angles and see, at least let's at least get an answer. So if I put sine 30, this is minus 1.5, 30 over here, so I have minus 1.5, If I put 30, cos square 30 is 3 by 4 by sine 30, which is half, and cos square again 3 by 4 by 2, 1 by 8. So it's 3 by 4 into 2 minus 4. 3 by 4 into minus 2. Yeah, this is actually giving us that. 30 degrees, I guess, is the answer. See, so that's one option. We can put in values, but solving this as a subjective question is a little painful. In fact, if we get 30 degrees, u square is rg sine theta. So speed at point B should be option A. 12 का आंसर should be A, 10 का आंसर should be A, and 11 का आंसर एक बार वो निकाल के रखते हैं आंसर्स. इतना कर लिया तो 11 का भी आंसर is like plugging in 30. ठीक है, assume we're going to solve that and get 30. So plugging in 30, u is root rg by 2. V is going to be, so v square is u square. ये हो जाएगा rg by 2 plus again 2 rg 1 plus half 1.5. So ये हो जाएगा 3 rg plus half. So that becomes 3.5 rg. Okay, 3.5. So v is root 3.5 rg. So C. So I think the options are A, C, and A. Okay, but I hope you understood what we did there. Having options in front of us is helpful. But yeah, mathematically, I mean, without options, looks quite messy. Anyone has any bright ideas? And this would be cos 2 theta by sine. अच्छा, cos square एक सेकंड cos square को हम यार 1 minus sin square लिख लेते हैं, and hopefully it is a nice equation in terms of, in fact, the minute I write this is 1 minus sine square, yeah, I think कुछ scene बन रहा है. So when I write cos square as 1 minus sine square, I can also then write it as 1 minus sine into 1 plus sine. And that's a good thing because that allows me to get rid of 1 plus sine theta. Okay, तो थोड़ा improvement दिख रहा है इसमें. फिर sin theta को तो ले लो, minus sin theta is 1 minus sin theta, brackets खोल रहा हूँ फिर से, minus 1 by 2 sin square theta, और इनका प्रोडक्ट क्या देगा, plus 1 by 2 sin theta. So this opening of the bracket allows me to cancel this term as well. Okay, so slowly it's starting to improve. It's basically going to be a quadratic equation in sin theta. So zeros on the right hand side. अगर मैं पूरा चीज को 2 sin square theta से multiply करूंगा, तो if I can squeeze it over here, 0 is equal to, ये टर्म हो जाएगा 2 sin square theta. Okay, ये टर्म हो जाएगा -1, और उसके पहले ये टर्म लिखता है, तो ये टर्म हो जाएगा sin theta, और ये टर्म हो जाएगा -1. So it's like 2x square plus x minus 1. 2x square plus x minus 1. So got the idea? So you can basically becomes a quadratic equation. इसका solution half आ जाएगा. Any doubts? करेक्ट? तो आई थिंक वो एंगल थीटा निकालना वाला पार्ट थोड़ा आई थिंक मुश्किल था. Okay, sir has asked you not to do comprehension 3, then yeah, you can kind of leave it for later. I think yeah, I mean don't do comprehension 3 now. Do it once you learn center of mass. Question number 17. So comprehension 4, as somebody said comprehension 4. पूरा बोला 17 उसमें आ जाएगा. चलो comprehension 4. A single conservative force acts on a 1 kg particle that moves along the x-axis. Potential energy is given by 20 plus x minus 3 the whole square. Okay, where x is in meters. At x equal to 0, particle has a kinetic energy of 20 joules. What is the mechanical energy of the system? Okay, so at x equal to 0, पूछ रहा है what is the mechanical energy? Kinetic energy already 20 है, right? Kinetic energy already 20 है. X equal to 0 इधर डालोगे तो clearly potential energy 20 plus minus 3 का square, तो potential energy 29 हो जाएगा. तो mechanical energy clearly 49 joules हो जाएगा. Okay, so the first question is quite straightforward. Okay, then find the greatest and least value of x between which the particle can move. Okay, find the greatest and least value of x between which the particle can move. So क्या हो जाएगा कि now as the particle starts to move away, okay, as the particle starts to move away from this point, I don't know if you guys know functions yet, so I don't know if you know what the graph of, actually you guys should know what the graph of that potential energy is going to look like. So I'll just show that to you. तुमने quadratic equations किया है. So 20 plus x minus 3 का square. तो पहले तो x minus 3 का square क्या होता है? Right? X square का graph, but starting at, I mean the lowest point being at 3. So that's x minus 3 का square. अब इसमें अगर तुम 20 जोड़ दोगे, so it's like this entire graph, I mean every point on this graph has 20 added to it. So this entire graph shifts up by 20. So this is actually the graph of potential energy. Potential energy ka minimum value is at 3 because it's 20 plus something ka square, right? Something ऐसा function का minimum value कितना होगा? 20 plus something ka square. So minimum value is 20 itself because something ka square can only be positive except when it is 0. So at x equal to 3, this entire term can become 0. And then that's where you have the minimum value. You move away from 3, ये एक positive square हो जाएगा, and this output will be greater than 20. So x equal to 3 पे minimum potential energy है. So now, I mean, understand the scene. यहाँ पे kinetic energy is 20 joules. Okay. यहाँ पे kinetic energy is 20 joules. यहाँ पे potential energy is 29. Okay. फिर यहाँ पे potential energy is the minimum. So this is the minimum potential energy. और यहाँ पे potential energy is 20. Minimum of this graph, ये बस ये term जब 0 हो जाएगा तब सबसे lowest value potential energy का होगा. So minimum potential energy is 20 joules. So clearly it's right in front of you कि as I go from 29 to 20, मेरा potential energy 9 जूल से घट रहा है, तो मेरा kinetic energy 9 जूल से बढ़ना चाहिए. तो यहाँ का kinetic energy, max possible kinetic energy, right? When somebody is skateboarding like this, their max kinetic energy will be at the point where they have least potential energy. So max kinetic energy उनका lowest point पे रहेगा. वैसे ही scene हो रहा है यहाँ पे. So the max kinetic energy will be at the lowest potential energy वाला point. Potential 9 से घट गया, तो kinetic energy 9 से बढ़ेगा. K max is going to be 29 joules, and it's going to be at x equal to 3. Okay. Acha. Then now imagine this skateboarder is skating on this ramp. Thinking, how high up can he go? So he can ultimately go to a point where his, on either side of this minima, he can go to a point where his kinetic energy, till where his kinetic energy becomes zero. Okay? Once the kinetic energy becomes zero, beyond that, he cannot go any further. So as he goes higher up, his kinetic energy is decreasing and his potential energy is increasing. So starting from the max kinetic energy that he had, when he reaches zero, he has lost 29 joules of kinetic energy, which should go where? Into his potential energy. So U equal to 49 joules के height तक, मतलब ऐसे वाले point तक जा सकता है. Because the potential energy 49 हो जाएगा, total energy 49 है, जो potential 49 हो जाएगा, kinetic is 0. Alright? अब potential energy 49 कब होगा? You can figure that out. If you equate this to 49, then x minus 3 का square is 29. So x minus 3 is root 29. Right? And then x is 3 plus root 29. So, right? That is one solution. Think mathematically एक और solution आएगा, and that is again same. In fact, I should have said this. कि जब x minus 3 का square is 40, x minus 3 का square is 29. That makes x minus 3 plus minus root 29. Right? So therefore, x is 3 plus root 29 and 3 minus root 29. So ये second option का answer है. Find the greatest and least value of x between which the particle can move. Okay? Root 29 is 5.4. That's your hint that everything is correct. So 3 plus 5.4 and 3 minus 5.4 के बीच में lie करेगा. So option A. 18 भी समझ में आ गया. 29 joules is the max kinetic energy you can have at the minima, which is x equal to 3. And find value of x at which the body is in equilibrium. Again, minima पे it's at equilibrium. जिधर भी du by dx 0 है, तो wherever you have slopes, there you have equilibriums. ठीक है? Maximas, minimas पे equilibrium है. Maximas पे unstable, minimas पे stable. Okay? तो यही पे x equal to 3 पे ही एक point of equilibrium. Got comprehension 4? All clear? Anything else? Okay. So can I say that we are done with exercise 3? Done with exercise 3? Yeah. Okay. So what about exercise 4? Ten B, and the 16, 30, 32. 12 and 13. Okay. All right. कहाँ पे लिख रहा था मैं? हाँ. 12, 14, 24, 26, 28, 29. 19. Okay. So let's start with 10. 10B. Consider the situation shown in the figure. Mass of A is m and that of B is 2m. The force constant of the spring is K. Friction is absent everywhere. System is released from rest with the spring unstretched. Find the maximum extension of the spring. The speed of the block when the extension is xm by 2. Net acceleration of the block when the extension is. All right. So, I mean, of course, we need to first figure out the maximum extension. So, maximum extension, just let me know the values again. A ka m, B ka 2m, spring constant K. Right. So, when you release this, okay, at max extension, we know कि let's say max extension part A, जल्दी से निकाल रहा हूँ. This moves ahead by x. This moves down by x. Okay. But at max extension, their velocities and their kinetic energies are 0. Okay. Because if they still had some speed, they would have continued moving ahead. So they keep moving ahead and then they finally stop at a point and they start returning. So where they stop and then later return, that is going to be the point of max extension. So at max extension, definitely kinetic energy is 0. All right. So then comparing between the initial case and the final case, so we can say कि this system was throughout at rest. Okay. So what has happened? Kis kinetic energy पहले भी 0 था, बाद में भी 0 है. Okay. इधर भी kinetic 0 है. रेस्ट से स्टार्ट कर रहा है तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी में चेंज नहीं आ रहा है. सिर्फ क्या हो रहा है, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इस बंदे का कम हो रहा है. तो उसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कितने से कम हो रहा है? अच्छा, 2mg(x) से कम हो रहा है. जितने से इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कम हुआ उतने से स्प्रिंग का काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ गया. So that's how you get that the max extension is 4 root over 4mg by k. So that's our max extension. Now they're saying find part B, they're saying find the velocities of the blocks at x equal to half of this. So just root mg by k. When x is root mg by k, तब कितना काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगा? So तब सीन क्या होगा? तब सीन ऐसा कुछ होगा कि तुम्हारा ये ब्लॉक, ठीक है, एक्सपेक्टेड. Sorry, the root will not come. My bad. Yeah, she, my bad. तो अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा, इस सीन में हम ब्लॉक को इसका आधा मतलब 2mg/k से मूव कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. एंड ये भी अपने मीन पोजीशन से 2mg/k नीचे गया है. स्टार्टिंग पोजीशन से 2mg/k नीचे गया और स्प्रिंग एक्सटेंड हुआ है 2mg/k से. But this time both of them have velocities. That's different. So let's say their speeds are v and v. Again the story is इसका potential energy कम हुआ and उसके कारण स्प्रिंग में potential energy बढ़ गया और दोनों ब्लॉक्स का काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ गया. इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कम हुआ. कितने से कम हुआ? 2m into g into 2mg/k. इतने से कम हुआ. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इसका काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ गया. सॉरी, इसका स्प्रिंग का पोटेंशियल एनर्जी बढ़ गया बाय हाफ k 2mg/k होल स्क्वायर प्लस दोनों ब्लॉक्स का काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ गया. कितने से? हाफ mv स्क्वायर प्लस हाफ 2mv स्क्वायर. तो शॉर्ट में आई विल जस्ट राइट दैट एज half 3mv square. Okay, and from this we can find the value of v. Did you get it? Whoever asked this. Okay. All right. Next question, I think was question number 12. क्या है 12? HCV का क्वेश्चन लग रहा है, इनफैक्ट उसी का है. Two blocks A and B, each having mass of 0.32 kg, are connected by a light spring. I can cancel 13. Okay, great. Okay, light string passing over a smooth pulley. The horizontal surface of the block on which the block A lies is smooth. Block is attached to a spring or spring constant 40, whose other end is fixed to a support 0.4 meters above the horizontal. Initially, when the system is released, the spring is vertical and unstretched. Find the velocity of block A at the instant it breaks off the surface below it. Okay. Good. Array. This was, yeah, each have 0.32, 40, 0.4. Initially, the spring is unstretched. And G को please 10 लेना है. Yes. M is 0.32. K is 40. And this distance is 0.4. Okay, fine. चलो तो ये अभी क्या है कि अभी let's say this guy goes down by x. So this guy also moves ahead by x. And it's at this instant that this upper block is about to lift off. Okay. So when it's about to lift off, the spring is going to look like this. Okay. Okay. At this instant, what have they asked? Velocity of the block. So at this instant, they definitely have some velocities, right? So let's say its velocity is v, its velocity is v. Okay. The extension in the spring का natural length 0.4 है. अभी spring का length ये hypotenuse हो गया. So extension in the spring is going to be root of 0.4 का square plus x square minus 0.4. Right? Hypotenuse minus 0.4. So that's going to be the extension in the spring. All right. Abhi, this guy is about to lift off. So what can we do with that? Because he's about to lift off, can we? अच्छा, y minus 0.4. तो एक्सटेंशन की बात कर रहा हूँ. ओरिजिनल लेंथ नेचुरल लेंथ 0.4 है, नया लेंथ हाइपोटेन्यूज है. So extension is नया लेंथ minus original length, hypotenuse minus 0.4. That's the extension in the spring. Okay, all right. Something tells me it will be a little better. Let me see if it's better to work with an angle over here. एक बार उसके बारे में सोचता हूँ. Should I work with the angle? अभी मैं vertical direction में forces balance करने वाला हूँ. It's about to lift off. So I'm going to say mg is kx का cos theta. Cos theta करते वक्त मुझे क्या आएगा? Adjacent by hypotenuse. Wow, so hypotenuse actually कट जाएगा. Very nice. Okay, great. Cool. देखो अभी क्या करेंगे? इस ब्लॉक के लिए, इस ब्लॉक पे नीचे mg लग रहा है और इस डायरेक्शन में kx लग रहा है. ठीक है? kx का ये कंपोनेंट is slowing down the block, but kx का ये कंपोनेंट is going to lift the block off the floor. At this instant, the block is about to lift off, therefore normal reaction is 0. So kx cos theta is equal to mg. kx cos theta is equal to mg. Okay, abhi let's use values. I think let's proceed with values. So k is 40, x is root 0.4 square plus x square minus 0.4. Cos theta is same angle. Okay, so cos theta is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So cos theta is 0.4 upon that hypotenuse. Root 0.4 plus x square. 0.4 square plus x square. Okay, and mg is 3.2. 0.32 into 10 to 3.2. Okay. Minus 0.4 is there. Yeah. अभी in the denominator नहीं आएगा ना, ये upon hypotenuse है. Over here this is cos theta is x upon hypotenuse, right? So hypotenuse is just root 0.4 square plus x square. All right. Just give me a minute. Would it have been better in terms of angles? 4 by, I don't think so. Anyways, ये एक equation है मेरे पास. I'll see what to do with this. एक और equation जो है मेरे पास, एक actually यहाँ से अगर x में निकालूंगा फिर मुझे v निकलेगा ना. तो x के लिए I have to just somehow solve for this. Okay. So let's solve it. I don't think it should be a big deal. 0.4 into 8 is 3.2. Then 8 into 5 is 40. Okay. Then क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई 0.4 प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर उधर ले लो तो और फिर उसको इधर लेके आओ तो 5 minus 1 4 root 0.4 plus x square 4 root 0.4 square plus x square. इसको अब उस तरफ ले लो तो ये 5 into 0.4 is 2 is equal to 2. उधर ले लो, राइट? तो इसको उधर लिया 1 times हो गया, इधर लाया तो 5 times root something minus 1 time root something is 4 times root of that thing. And ये 5 into 0.4 negative 0.4 को उधर लेके positive 2 करती है. Great, so perfect. अब आ रहा है, it's falling into place. तो ये हो जाएगा 2. Okay, so basically अब दोनों side square कर लो. Okay, so what are we getting? We're getting 4 into 0.64 plus x square is equal to 1. Sorry, 4 into 0.16 plus x square is equal to 1. Okay, so 0.16 plus x square is equal to 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is 0.25, which makes x square 0.09, which makes x 0.03. All right, so we have x. Okay, x आने के बाद फिर energy conservation से v निकलेगा. Do you want me to do that, or you have an idea now how to proceed? X being 0.3 now makes this 0.5. आगे करना है या let me know if you got the idea. तो जितने से इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कम हुआ, अब पिछले क्वेश्चन की तरह है, उतने से इन दोनों का काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ गया और इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी बढ़ गया. If you got it, tell me. So वो ब्लॉक बी जब नीचे आता है, mgh से नीचे आता है, तो 0.32 इंटू जी इंटू 0.3 मीटर्स नीचे आएगा। उसके नीचे आने के कारण दोनों का काइनेटिक एनर्जी बढ़ रहा है। तो ब्लॉक ए का भी बढ़ रहा है और ब्लॉक बी का भी बढ़ रहा है। और कितने से मतलब कितने से बढ़ रहा है? स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम रेस्ट, सो एंड इट इज बिकमिंग हाफ इनटू 0.32 v स्क्वायर फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम। ठीक है, फिर इसके पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कम होने के कारण स्प्रिंग का भी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी बढ़ रहा है। कितने से बढ़ रहा है? हाफ इंटू के फाइनल एक्सटेंशन का स्क्वायर माइनस इनिशियल एक्सटेंशन का स्क्वायर। अब नेचुरल लेंथ 0.4 है और फाइनल लेंथ 0.5 है, सो एक्सटेंशन इज 0.1। 0.1 का स्क्वायर माइनस starting with a 0 there. So just half into 40 is 0.1 का square. X is 0.03, but X is not, this is 0.03, it's 0.3, 03 नहीं है। अब अपना x square 0. I'm so sorry, x square 0.09 आया, x 0.3 आ रहा है, root of 0.09, x 0.3 है, x is not the extension of the spring, x is this length, this length, okay, and I can see that maybe this, using this for x has confused you. So this is called as capital X. Extension is a different thing. Extension हो गया इसका hypotenuse का length minus इसका length. If this is 0.4 and this is 0.3, hypotenuse is 0.5. तो extension हो रहा है 0.5 minus 0.4. Hypotenuse minus 0.4. So extension is 0.1. Got it? Understood what I've done? Okay. All right. So next 12, 13 बोला नहीं चाहिए, तो अगला क्या आ गया? 16. An object is displaced by a position from an object is displaced from position vector 2i cap plus 3j cap to 4i cap plus 6j cap under a force 3x square I cap plus 2y j cap. Find the work done by this force. Just give me a second. I'll just be back. एक second. Yeah, sorry. All right. So, where were we? 16. So, an object is displaced from one position vector to another under a force. ये force should be conservative. Right? So that force, if you see, I hope you guys know how to figure out whether a force is conservative or not. This is 3x square I cap plus 2y j cap. Right? So how do you figure out whether this force is conservative or not? Dou u x by dou u y, dou y should be equal to dou u y by dou x. Right? अब 3x square का derivative with respect to y is 0. and 2y ka derivative with respect to x is 0. So therefore, this is conservative, right? And if it's conservative, that means it is path independent. So choose your own path. Choose any path that you like. Okay. Choose any path according to your convenience. So I'm going to choose, let's see where, from where to where is it going again? I think 2,3 to 4,6. Yeah. So 2,3 to 4,6. Okay. So you can choose really any path. One good choice to keep it simple, agar zyada integrate nahi karna hai, so one choice would be to move like this. So I'm going to move like this along the y coordinate 3, y along the line y equal to 3, and I'm going to end up reaching 4,3. So x बढ़ा रहा हूँ, y नहीं बढ़ा रहा. That's what this point is. Then I'm going to move up along the line x equal to 4, and I'm going to reach 4,6. Okay. Now during this path, during why I can go straight also. So I could go. So basically, this is a conservative force. So you can choose any path you want. If you want to go straight, then you'll have to realize that the line joining 2,3 and 4,6 is the line y equal to should be the line y equal to 3x by 2. Right? Perfect. Is the line y equal to 3x by 2. But अब इसमें क्या है? I could do this method as well. In this, I'll have to integrate, which is not a big problem. Okay? It's not a big deal. Integrate कर सकते. Okay? अच्छा, अगर ये मेथड से करना है, चलो ये मेथड से करना है, तो कैसा आंसर आएगा? वर्क डन due to the force is integral 3x square dx plus 2y dy and हाँ I mean ठीक है, fair enough. I think ये इससे directly हो जाएगा. X is going from 2 to 4, y is going from 3 to 6. Okay, this is quite straightforward. I think I was preparing for a question which had y terms over here as well and x terms over here as well. In that case, we'd have to be careful. I think this is even more straightforward because इसमें क्या है? Work done is integral x initial से x final fx dx, ठीक है, plus fy dy. By the way, यहाँ पे भी I shouldn't be writing u, I should be writing f. I made a mistake there as well. ठीक है. So actually, what all I just mentioned so far was fair enough, was true, but is more useful in a slightly tougher question जहाँ पे भी y है, यहाँ पे भी x है, because that's where we need to think about what path I need to take. If this is purely a function of x, it's actually no big deal at all, because then this term gets integrated. My bad. And if this is purely a function of y, again, no big deal at all. This term gets integrated. Problem arises when you have y over here and you have x over here. In that case, you would want to know whether the function is conservative or not. And if it is conservative, you're free to choose any path you like. तब क्या होगा? तब when I move along this path, हम y को 3 डाल देंगे और फिर बस x, इधर सिर्फ x वाला टर्म इंटीग्रेट होगा, एंड फिर ये वाले पाथ में x को 4 डाल देंगे और सिर्फ और फिर सिर्फ ये टर्म इंटीग्रेट होगा. Alright, so anyways, my bad, I was preparing for a tougher question. ये तो इसका सॉल्यूशन इतना ही है. Integral 2 से 4 3x square dx plus 3 to 6 2y dy. Nothing about this is really needed. Nothing about this is really needed. है ना? तो ये हो जाएगा. Work done. Can I give an example of for that? Okay, so I'll have to create a, let me think and create a conservative force function. Let's see what I can do to this. Y एक मिनट. How about a function like something like this? I mean, x square y I cap plus x y square j cap, right? So this function is clearly, yeah, this is clearly conservative. So अब इसको अगर मुझे है क्या, एक सेकेंड, है क्या कंजर्वेटिव? नहीं, ये नहीं है कंजर्वेटिव. dou fx by dou y square, this would be conservative with the square. Square 2xy, हाँ perfect. तो ये कंजर्वेटिव फंक्शन है. तो इसमें जैसे अगर इसमें सवाल पूछा कि 2,3 से लेकर 4,6 तक जाओ, फाइंड वर्क डन. तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट अगर वो पाथ दे नहीं रहा है, that's your clue कि it is bound to be conservative, because if it's a non-conservative force, then the question itself is invalid, right? Because non-conservative force के लिए they can't ask you work done without defining a path, because it's going to be different for different paths. अब पूछ रहा है work done, path define नहीं किया, बस starting point end point दिया, मतलब conservative होना ही होगा, होना ही पड़ेगा. So you don't even need to check as such. Okay, that's, but here there's no harm in checking. I can see कि dou fx by dou y is it equal to dou fy by dou x, and you can check for yourself कि dou fx by dou y is x times 2y, and dou fy by dou x is 2x times y. So clearly they are equal. Because they're equal, this is conservative. Conservative means you can choose any path you want. You can choose any path you want. तो यहाँ पे वो चीज आ जाएगा कि should I use the straight line function? Like I can go directly from 2,3 to 4,6, and there I can realize that the actual function involved is y is equal to 3x by 2. Or what I can do is I can move first along this line, which is y equal to 3, and then along this line, which is x equal to 4. Now both methods are equally easy. If I were to use the straight line, I would say work done is, anyways, what do we know it is? It is 2 say 4 fx dx. अब यहाँ पे दिख रहा है क्या प्रॉब्लम है? ये हम इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि यहाँ पे y है, y को बाहर नहीं ले सकते, y ऐसे कांस्टेंट है ना, ऐसे ही कांस्टेंट नहीं होता. Alright, so I have to see what I should do. So if I'm moving along the straight line path, I can replace y with 3x by 2. So that now becomes a function it becomes a pure function in x, so I can integrate that. As for the other term, एक dy वाला term भी होगा ना, तो 3 से 6 fy dy. तो fy क्या हो गया इसमें? X square y. Again, x square is now a problem, right? Either dy hai, so I can't integrate x square, so I'll have to write x in terms of y. So if y is 3x by 2, x is 2y by 3. Okay, so यहाँ पे एक pure y function हो गया, यहाँ पे pure x function हो गया. So you can integrate it this way using the first method. Similarly, you can do by going along the lines as well. While going along the lines, ये work done निकालना पड़ेगा. ये वर्क डन निकालते वक्त dy वाला टर्म नहीं आएगा, because there's only displacement along x, so that term disappears, and इस टर्म में तुम y को 3 डाल दोगे, so it just becomes 9x dx, and then you integrate this term. अब ये टर्म में ये टर्म नहीं दिखेगा, because force along x does no work, you're moving in the y direction, तो डॉट प्रोडक्ट में सिर्फ ये टर्म रह जाएगा, and उसमें you put x is 4, so it becomes 16y dy. So understood here? So I was actually trying to solve something tougher. This question, the way it stands, is super easy because fx is a pure function of x, fy is a pure function of y. All right. Number 16. Next is Yeah, 19. Oof. A block of mass M is held at rest on a smooth horizontal floor. A light frictionless small pulley is fixed at a height of 6 meters. Light inextensible string. कोई बोल रहा है we don't have to do 26, 28. Okay, but does sound like हाँ ठीक है, नहीं बोला नहीं करना तो 26, 28 नहीं करना, 19 सुन लो. A block A of mass M is held at rest on a smooth horizontal floor. Height is 6 meters, string length 16. Connected with A pass of the pulley, another block is hung from the string. Initially, height of B is 5 meters. From the floor, when the system is released, B starts to move downwards, A slides towards the right. If at an instant, string makes an angle theta with the horizontal, calculate the relation between U of A and V of B. ये constraints का सवाल हो गया. And calculate also the velocity when B strikes the floor. First and foremost, the relation between U and V. Fairly simple. ये V है. इसका A का velocity right की तरफ U है. Okay. At an instant when the string makes an angle theta with the horizontal, मतलब ये angle theta है. Right. So apply a virtual work method. Is block पे tension is T in the upward direction. Is block पे tension is T in that direction. Summation T dot V is equal to 0 on all the surrounding blocks. So इसका डॉट प्रोडक्ट हो जाएगा माइनस टीवी और इसका डॉट प्रोडक्ट हो जाएगा टी यू कॉस थीटा is equal to 0. So you get V is equal to U cos theta. Or you can directly say velocities along the length of an inextensible string are the same. Iska component U cos theta, uska V. V is U cos theta. Okay, very simple. V is U cos theta. Constraint से आ जाएगा. ये आने के बाद when B is about to hit the ground, sub what is the angle that A is making with the vertical? So when B is about to hit the ground, we know कि this length is 6, so this length must be 10, right? And accordingly, we know कि A will be making an angle of we can 37 degrees with the horizontal. So this is when B is about to hit the ground. पूरा नीचे आ गया, ठीक है? फिर हाइट डिसेंडेड, अब इसमें एनर्जी कंजर्व करेंगे. B 5 मीटर नीचे आ गया. B 5 मीटर नीचे आ गया तो मासेस क्या है इनका? सबका मास m ही है. आइडेंटिकल, ठीक है, m ही. So mg into 5 decrease in the potential energy of B increases the kinetic energy of B and A. Mg into 5 is half into m into velocity of B ka square plus half into m into velocity of U ka square. Okay. And using V is U cos 37. So V is equal to U into 4 by 5. You can substitute that and figure out the value of V. Got it? Whoever asked this. Yeah, U is 5E by 4. So 25 V square by 16. And then so on and so forth. V square निकाल दो. समझा जिसने पूछा 19? Let me know. $24 19 आ गया जिसने पूछा 24. The small body slides down an inclined surface, passing into a loop from the minimum height, ensuring that the body does not leave the surface of the loop as shown in the figure. Okay, what symmetrical segment with an angle alpha can be cut out of the loop for the body to reach point B after traveling a certain distance in air? I think ये भी HCV का ही question है. Okay, so let's say that let's say that portion का length is, let's say that angle is alpha. Okay, let's say angle alpha काट दिया है. This is point A, this is point B, ऊपर से आ रहा है. और ऊपर से आ रहा है. अभी वो हाइट कितना हाइट से आ रहा है? From the minimum height, ensuring that the body does not leave the surface of the loop. Okay, ensuring the body does not leave the surface of the loop. Okay. मतलब वो ऐसे हाइट से आ रहा है such that अगर यहाँ पे प्लेटफॉर्म होता तो यहाँ पे वेलोसिटी √gr होता. वैसा हाइट से आ रहा है कि अगर यहाँ पे प्लेटफॉर्म होता, ठीक है, तो लेट्स नॉट वेस्ट टाइम फाइंडिंग द हाइट. वी नो द हाइट इज सच की फॉर इट टू जस्ट कंप्लीट सर्कुलर मोशन, यहाँ पे the velocity has to be √gr, right? That's where mg is equal to mv²/r, and there is no normal in that case. So यहाँ पे velocity is √g/r. Okay, let's use that to directly find the velocity at A. Okay, so for which what I'm going to do is I'm going to take potential energy at A to be 0. Okay, which makes, let's call this point C. Potential energy at C becomes mg into height of C above the reference. That's going to be r minus r cos alpha. So r minus r cos alpha, mg into r minus r cos. That is the potential energy of whatever that object at C. Okay, now यहाँ से let's find the kinetic energy at A. So kinetic energy at A is kinetic energy at C plus potential energy at C minus potential energy at A. Okay. Potential energy at A is 0. Zero reference दिया है. So kinetic energy at A is half m VA square is half m VC square, and VC is √gr, half m gr plus potential energy at C, which is mg r into 1 minus cos alpha. So this gives me the kinetic energy at, or this gives me the velocity at A. So I can cancel out m nicely. I can multiply all sides with 2. That gives me an extra 2 over here. And then I can take the root. So VA is equal to √gr plus 2gr, making it 3gr. And then minus 2 cos alpha. So this is the velocity at A. Okay, in terms of alpha. अभी हम ये ऊपर वाला पार्ट काटेंगे. अभी ऊपर वाला पार्ट काटेंगे. और इसका क्लेम है कि ऐसा ये जो अल्फा पार्ट है जो काटना है वो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि it should now, ठीक है, it will undergo projectile motion, but it should, as it undergoes projectile motion, it should still reach B. Okay, it should still, even though that arc ACB is not there, it should somehow do projectile motion in reach B. Okay, so for it to do projectile motion in reach B, what do we have? We have velocity of projection is VA. If you look carefully, the angle of projection, okay, this is 90 minus, this is 90 minus alpha. This angle of projection over here is again alpha. So velocity is VA, angular projection is alpha, and the range has to be, the range has to be R sine alpha plus either be R sine alpha. So the range has to be 2 into radius sine alpha. Okay, 2 into radius sine alpha. But the range ka formula is, right, 2 u square sine 2 alpha by G. Okay, so it's u square sine 2 alpha by G. Okay, that's your range ka formula. Okay, now let's plug this in. So let's plug in the velocity V, and let's figure out the value for the angle. So we get GR 3 minus 2 cos alpha by G, u square by G हो गया, sin 2 alpha. अब sin 2 alpha actually देखे जाए तो यहाँ से कट जाएगा, इसके sin 2 alpha and 2 sin alpha कट के इधर एक extra cos alpha रह जाएगा, उधर 1 हो जाएगा. Right, so I have one cos alpha term over here is equal to, that's it, is equal to R. So what I get over here is a quadratic equation in cos alpha. Take everything to the right hand side. You have 0 is equal to 2 cos square alpha minus 3 cos alpha plus 1. Good? Any problem? Are you guys getting it? Okay, great. Next one is (26, 28). Apparently, sir said don't do 29, 30, 32, 29. A small particle mass m is lying in the bottom of a smooth trench of radius r. It's being pulled from above with the help of a massless string, passing with a smooth pulley, and a constant force is being applied at the other end. If the particle does not leave contact with the curved surface, what will be its velocity when it hits the pulley? अच्छा, ये इसमें क्या होता है ना? This question, this force is constant, right? Let me just see that. Constant. So actually, ये जो force है, in question number 29, the trick is that the force acting on the block is a radial force. It is a radial force. What do I mean by radial force? Taking this point as a center, the force is always directed towards that point. जिधर भी होगा, force हमेशा उस point की तरफ directed. Right? So forces of this type, all radial forces are conservative. A force where, okay, any force where the It's conservative. So any force where the direction is always towards a fixed point, that's conservative. Magnitude constant है तो definitely conservative, and और भी cases होते हैं. Even if magnitude is proportional to distance from the point, like spring force में, तभी भी conservative होता है. Even if magnitude is inversely proportional to distance square, like gravitational force, तभी भी conservative होता है. But as long as you have force which is directed towards a point, it's always going to be conservative. Okay, because उसमें क्या होता है, that force is in the radial direction, and the radial direction along any displacement is so that force ka nature will be some constant, okay, and there may be some more things over here, but there will be an x I cap and a y j cap, and वो x I cap plus y j cap वाले term के कारण when you differentiate this, you can prove that your इधर नीचे root x square plus y square है, it's a constant force. We can differentiate this dou u by dou x निकाल के, you can prove कि this is going to be conservative in nature. So because ये conservative है, फिर हम बोलते हैं कि यार ये actually path पे depend करता नहीं है, तो we'll not waste time integrating, right? We'll not waste time integrating. What we'll do, we'll simply just directly take it along the direction of the force. Although this is the path it follows, because it doesn't really depend on the path, the work done would be the same if I can somehow move the block along this path. So this path ka length is r√2, and my force ka magnitude is F. So if I move it along the path, by the time I reach there, the work done will be F. Got it? Got it? r√2 क्योंकि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम इसको इस पाथ के along ले रहे हैं डायरेक्टली. तो वर्क डन अभी मैंने पहले बोला कि कंजर्वेटिव नहीं है, सॉरी कंजर्वेटिव है, तो क्योंकि कंजर्वेटिव है, इट डज नॉट डिपेंड ऑन द पाथ, तो वी आर चूजिंग अ मोर कन्वीनियंट पाथ. ये पाथ के लॉन्ग जाने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, एंगल कंटिन्यूसली चेंज हो रहा है, तो आई हैव टू इंटीग्रेट. सो व्हाट वुड अ स्मार्ट थिंग बी? स्मार्ट थिंग टू डू बी, smart thing to do would be to just use it, move it along this path, because it's a conservative force. Work done is path independent. So if m were to directly fly and go there, work done by the force would be F into displacement. अब ये R है, ये R है, right? So है ना, ये string का length currently the starting position is r√2, ये displacement r√2 होगा, right? और वो force की direction के along होगा. ठीक. अच्छा, ये constant भी कैसा है, होप वो सम constant क्यों होता है conservative? So force का magnitude मान लो constant है k, okay, but the force is that k may be positive or negative. But if I have a point x comma y, and this is my center origin, okay, then this direction, as we all know, becomes x I cap plus y j cap, right? That direction, that position vector becomes x I cap plus y j cap. इस डायरेक्शन के लॉन्ग अगर मुझे यूनिट वेक्टर चाहिए, तो वो यूनिट वेक्टर, रेडियल डायरेक्शन वाला यूनिट वेक्टर will become this divided by उसका magnitude, divided by उसका magnitude. ठीक है, तो फोर्स का मैग्नीट्यूड इतना है, force vector will be that magnitude times that unit vector. Yeah, plus or minus sign हो सकता है. Okay, now तुम्हें, तुम जब इसको डिफरेंशिएट करोगे ना, तो k को तो डिफरेंशिएट करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट fx को जब y के रिस्पेक्ट पे डिफरेंशिएट करोगे, तो you will get x by √x² plus y² फिर चेन रूल से और 2y आ जाएगा, एंड जब इसको डिफरेंशिएट करोगे यू विल गेट y by root x square plus y square, you're differentiating with respect to x this time, into 2x आ जाएगा. So you get dou fx by dou y and dou fy by dou x to be the same. That's why this force is conservative. और ऐसे रेडियल फोर्सेस हमेशा इन जनरल कंजर्वेटिव होता है. Like especially on top of this, if the force is not constant but it's directly proportional to r or inversely proportional to r, तो accordingly ये x square plus y square का power change होगा directly proportional to distance spring force में. फिर x square plus y square का एक extra term आ जाएगा, raised to half का term आ जाएगा. If it's inversely proportional to r square like in gravity, तो x square plus y square नीचे आ जाएगा, distance का square नीचे आ जाएगा, distance is x square plus y square का square, तो का रूट. तो मतलब ऐसे टर्म्स आ जाएंगे एंड अकॉर्डिंगली ये जो टर्म है इसमें जस्ट इसका पावर चेंज होगा, बट डिफरेंशिएट करने में, ठीक है, दैट टर्म का डेरिवेटिव विल लुक द सेम ऑन बोथ साइड्स, एंड चेन रूल के कारण यू विल ऑलवेज लाइक x इधर रह गया तो इधर 2y आ जाएगा, इधर y रह गया तो 2x आएगा. तो बेसिकली यू कैन see for yourself how these radial forces, where the force is always directed towards a point and the force is either constant or it's somehow dependent on distance, it's proportional to r to the power n. All these forces are conservative in nature. If I write, let me write the statement. Radial forces where f force का magnitude is proportional to r is distance, to the power n. All forces of this type are conservative. N can be 0 as well. Constant n can be constant as well. N can be 0, so force can be constant as well. Okay, got it? Please, I would say remember this particular question. What else? Thirty, 32. 30, an object of mass m thrown with a velocity v towards a spring. The coefficient of friction varies. The displacement is shown. Find the value of v naught, is that will compress the spring by a distance L. Okay. Spring itself is L distance away. So it has to further compress the spring by a distance L. Right? So इसमें क्या है? Kinetic energy 0 हो जाएगा. Okay, let's just write that properly. So we'll take in 30, we'll take the block plus spring as the system, and we'll say work external is equal to delta K plus delta U. All right. Work external by friction is going to be minus mu mg dx. Okay? Minus mu mg dx. And mu is ax. So minus mu mg dx as x goes from 0 to actually 2L. L distance बात तो spring को touch करेगा, उसको spring को और L distance तक compress करना. Okay, and delta K is kinetic energy is disappearing. The final is 0. Initial is half m v naught square, and delta U initial is 0. Final is half k L square. Yes. अब म्यू को ए एक्स डाल दो और इंटीग्रेट कर लो, है ना। तो ये हो जाएगा माइनस एम जी ए एक्स का इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगा ए एक्स स्क्वायर बाई टू, लिमिट्स डालने पे हो जाएगा 2l का होल स्क्वायर बाई टू इज इक्वल टू माइनस हाफ एम वी नॉट स्क्वायर प्लस हाफ के होल स्क्वायर। That's it. With this, you'll get your answer. समझ में आया जिसने 30 पूछा? 32 जिसने पूछा, are you still in the meeting? Okay, great. 32. What is the least possible ratio of? Okay, so 32. These particles are released at what angular displacement does a normal reaction between the pipe and the floor become the minimum? What is the least possible ratio of each particle to the mass of the pipe so that pipe loses contact? Okay, तो पहले तो minimum कब होगा? Okay, so let's say these two spheres. Come on. Okay, so let's say they've left the top, and let's say they've reached an angle theta. And in terms of this angle theta, let's try to find the normal reaction. Okay, so if I can be a little quick this time, potential energy कितने से कम हुआ है दोनों spheres के लिए? तो potential energy जितने से कम हुआ है उतने से उनका kinetic energy बढ़ गया होगा। Potential energy कितने से कम हुआ है? R से R cos theta के height above the center पे आ रहा है। मतलब potential energy decrease in potential energy is mg r minus r cos theta. That is equal to the subsequent increase in kinetic energy. So we now know that these spheres have a velocity of, I mean, we can see the velocity from there. Now, मुझे क्या चाहिए? मुझे v square by r चाहिए। यहाँ पे नॉर्म ये एक minimum normal by the floor. So actually what will happen is एक point के बाद these guys will lose contact with the lower surface and then they'll be in contact with the upper surface. So the upper surface, let's say they've already entered contact with the upper surface. These upper surfaces are now pushing in with a normal reaction of n dash. By symmetry, both are the same. जिसके कारण these are in turn applying n dash on the tube. ठीक है? In the directions as indicated. इन दो n dash के कारण net upward component आ जाता है। Net upward component effectively है 2n dash cos theta, 2n dash cos theta. ठीक, तो नॉर्मल बाय द ग्राउंड जब मिनिमम होगा 2n dash cos theta मैक्स होगा। ठीक है, अच्छा, coming back to n dash, what is n dash? So we know कि at this instant as the sphere is undergoing circular motion, it has an acceleration of v square by r towards the center. We also know कि mg का component यानी कि mg cos theta acts on the sphere towards the center. We know कि normal plus mg cos theta is m v square by r. m v square इधर ही है, आप 2 उधर ले लो, r को नीचे लेके आ जाओ, तो m v square by r is going to be, देखो 2 उधर ले लो और r 2 की जगह लाओ, so it's going to be mg r की जगह 2 ठीक है, mg into 2 into 1 minus cos theta, that is mv square by r की जगह 2. Now यहाँ से नॉर्मल हो गया mg into 2 -2 cos थीटा माइनस एक और cos थीटा, तो mg इंटू 2 माइनस 3 cos थीटा। ये हो गया नॉर्मल, कौन सा, n डैश वाला नॉर्मल, ठीक है। फिर 2 n डैश cos थीटा इतना हो गया, mg 2 माइनस 3 cos थीटा into cos theta. नहीं, mg 2 minus 3 cos theta is only n dash. This into further 2 cos theta. Okay? ये क्या है, अब ये नेट अपवर्ड फोर्स स्फीयर्स की वजह से लग रहा है। इसको अगर तुमने मैक्सिमाइज किया ना, इसको अगर मैक्सिमाइज किया, ऑटोमेटिकली ग्राउंड वाला नॉर्मल मिनिमम हो जाएगा, राइट। नेचुरली ग्राउंड वाला नॉर्मल इज mg माइनस दिस अपवर्ड फोर्स। तुम अलग से जो अपवर्ड फोर्स लग रहा है ट्यूब पे उसको मैक्सिमाइज करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली ग्राउंड वाला नॉर्मल मिनिमम हो जाएगा। ओके, तो इसको मैक्सिमाइज कर दो, राइट। सो डिफरेंशिएटेड 2mg साइड में रखो, दिस इज राइट दैट अगेन, 2mg 2 cos theta minus 3 cos square theta, right? So this you have to maximize. Okay, this you have to maximize. This is the net upward force acting on the tube. इसको अगर तुम मैक्सिमाइज करोगे तो 2, बस ये टर्म को मैक्सिमाइज करना पड़ेगा। 2 cos थीटा का डेरिवेटिव विल बी -2 sin थीटा माइनस 3 cos स्क्वायर थीटा का डेरिवेटिव विल बी 3 into 2 cos थीटा into again minus sin theta by chain rule. And this is equal to 0. Okay, this term is going to be positive, this is negative, so take this to the other side. All right, in fact, हाँ, take it to the other side, तो ये हो जाएगा, ये टर्म हो जाएगा 6 sin theta cos theta और वो हो जाएगा 2 sin theta. So theta is cos inverse 1/3. Okay, so at this angle you will get a maximum upward force, जिसके कारण your normal becomes as small as possible. Now you want to select the smallest possible m by m ratio such that the pipe loses contact with, just loses contact with the floor. So let's say we're taking that extreme condition जब pipe just lose कर रहा है contact with the floor. कब contact just lose होगा? At the most favorable angle, cos inverse 1/3 वाले angle पे just contact lose होगा, ठीक है। तो अगर cos inverse 1/3 वाले angle पे contact just lose होने वाला है, then that means my upward force must be equal to mg. Upward force must be equal to the weight. Okay, the upward force on the pipe must be equal to the weight of the pipe. So weight of the pipe is I think capital M. है ना, ये capital M, बस capital M का FBD देखते हैं. So um, of each particle to the mass. So let's say this is capital mg. अब upward force कितना हो गया? 2 small mg into 2 cos theta. Cos theta is 1/3 in this scenario, minus 3 cos square theta. So it becomes 1/9 is equal to capital mg. इससे आंसर निकाल सकते हैं। तो स्मॉल m by capital M, इनफैक्ट ये हो कितना आ रहा है, पहले उसके पहले 2/3 minus 1/3. So this entire thing is 1/3 and then this is 2/3. Got it? समझा? Okay. Yeah. So I think Dhruv, I'll send you that. Yeah. For the others, I think we'll more or less wrap up over here. I'll share the recording. I'll share the recording. I'll send it to your center managers. So they'll share it with you the way my lecture was shared with you. The same way, this will also be shared with you. Welcome. Bye-bye. Yeah, Dhruv, hold on. Okay, so the question is, consider a vehicle going on a consider a vehicle going on a horizontal road towards the east. Okay. Neglect any force by air. The frictional force on the vehicle, the frictional forces on the vehicle by the road is okay. So very straightforward. If the vehicle is accelerating, then friction will push the car in forward direction. How else will the car accelerate? So it's towards east if it's accelerating, is 0 if it's moving with a uniform velocity, must be towards west, must be towards east, is all rubbish. Yeah, so A and B. So what's your doubt? Why shouldn't it be A? Maybe तो थोड़ा unmute करके बोल सकता है. Let me change the meeting settings. हाँ, वो क्या doubt है? A क्यों नहीं हो सकता?
Sir, I had a doubt in option B.
हाँ, बोल.
Sir, if it is moving with uniform velocity, like let's say if I push a block on the ground, it comes to rest, right? If I give it a uniform velocity, so friction is acting. Why should it be 0?
What do you mean by uniform velocity? If you give it a uniform velocity,
Like, okay, so if a
uniform तब होगा when you observe it to be uniform over an interval. वो block का velocity uniform ही नहीं है if it's coming to rest.
So if a car is moving with uniform velocity, there's no friction
तो समझा
force.
तू क्या बोला?
हाँ, वो मैंने कहा कि we give it a
वो uniform था ही नहीं क्योंकि it's decelerating. If a car is moving with uniform velocity, if velocity is constant, that means acceleration of the car is 0. So that means net horizontal force should be 0. अब गाड़ी पे क्या forces लगता है? External.
friction force or not.
Normal and friction, right?
Yes, sir.
Normal to anyways horizontal
Cancel.
direction.
हाँ.
Friction अगर आया तो acceleration आया. Okay. So if the car is speeding up, if it's accelerating towards the east, friction is towards the east. If it's slowing down and it's accelerating towards the west, friction is towards the west. If it's not accelerating at all, friction also has to be 0.
Yes, sir. So when I push a car, it's I'm giving it a force, so that's not uniform velocity.
When you
Okay, thank you, sir.
welcome.